Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. This is another quick lesson. I just want to take a look, as you can see on the screen. This movie that just recently came out. I don't know if brothers may have heard of it. This is in theaters now. This isn't really a spoiler alert. I'm not really going to go into the details of the movie. Maybe touch on a couple things. But all in all, it's a good watch, man. It's definitely a good watch. And if you're looking at things from a spiritual perspective, which we men being in this truth, in the ministry and this knowledge, of the Lord, you should always be, walking in that spirit, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, but yeah, as it is written, Yeah, so, the quick point, like I just want to, first, I want to visually just take a look at, what's depicted in this shot right here, in this still photo of the young lad, that was pretty much the star of the movie. And the first thing you notice is, the red eyes, and like I said, it's a lot. Well, first and foremost, what I want to do is, matter of fact, I can do it on here. No, you want to know what? I'm not gonna start with that. I can just quote it, just in regards to just wisdom, right? And ultimately the signs of the times, and the Most High pouring out His Spirit, upon the flesh. And speaking about we can go to, matter of fact, we can go to it. Why not? Let's see. It is, I believe it's Habakkuk. Because not only are these prophecies speaking, let me see. Right, hold on. Let me see. Right, straight to the point. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come, and it will not tarry." Now, how is prophecy speaking? Like, and I want to go back to this picture, because the majority of, I'm not going to even say the majority, I'm going to say all, when you get these, these superhero theme movies, these movies with the spiritual power, in all different types of, I guess you could say, amazing or things that are otherworldly, being depicted on the screen. All of it comes from the scriptures, okay? All of it comes from the scriptures. And I just want to make the point because, like I said, when you take the first look at this guy, the first look at the young boy in the picture, you see the red eyes. The first thing that comes, to my mind, and I'm pretty sure other brothers, is the actual depiction of the Lord, okay? And how He's coming back, right? And it talks about in Revelation 1 and 13. I'll grab that. It spoke about the white woolly hairs, and specifically the eyes. So this is Revelation 1, and 1 and 14. It says, in his head and his hairs were white like wool. All right, so this is John the Revelator on the island of Patmos, receiving the vision of the Lord, Yahweh Shah. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as the flame of fire. Right, and what that's saying is just ultimately the anger, that the Lord, and which is it's a metaphor for the anger that the Lord is going to be coming back with, the wrath that He's going to bring into the planet, okay? That He's going to bring to the nations, that He's going to bring to these armies, that He's just pretty much bringing to the world, ultimately, okay? And it's, quick side note, he was a drinker of wine, and, but in this specific precept, getting the understanding of it, him being in that state of, wrath, so to speak. That's what it represents. So, when you watch this movie, man, is like I said, the just the overall, theme, I guess you could say, and how the little boy, got there, and everything that they incorporated within the movie, from the UFOs, from this little boy coming off of it, and ultimately getting to a point where he was basically destined to take over, and I don't want, like I said, I don't want to go too in detail with it, but ultimately this is man, this is prophecy speaking. Now, granted, of course, the Lord don't look nothing like that. He actually looks the complete opposite. Skin tone, hair texture, hair color. Okay, completely different. And when you go into the Book of Revelation, from 1 and 13, it goes into his physical features and what he will look like, what he will have on, and so on and so forth. But the overall theme is just ultimately the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, is he's coming back to make war. He's coming back to pass out. Hey, listen, he coming back with life and death. At the end of the day, and the movie depicted. It showed you. Man, it showed you a little bit. It showed you an inkling. Of just power. Otherworldly power. And what did the Lord say? I mean, what was prophesied in the book of Isaiah? This is let me get it. This is Isaiah chapter what is it? I think it's Isaiah chapter 47, right into the point. It says 47:3, it says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." So Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, okay, was receiving this vision or this prophecy, right? Because prophets received the prophecy, which to prophesy is to say before, right? And this was prophesied, in the ancient world, that the Lord on his return, he's not going to meet these, I guess you could say, these mortals, okay, as a normal man, because he came as a normal man. He came under the law. He's a man. But the difference is he, even though at his time here on the earth, he wasn't a normal, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, because he still had that power, but he was bound by the Father's word. He was bound because he understood he had a mission to accomplish, and that was ultimately to play the mediator for the nation of Israel to be joined back unto the Most High. But nevertheless, like I said, the second time around, which is the prophecy, which is the times that we're living in, the Lord is going to visit this place, man. He's going to visit this place, and it's not going to be pretty, not for the bulk of the earth, not for the majority of the whole earth, because only one, as what is that? Ezekiel 9, 10 and 13. Speaking about 2/3, and that's that is, let me see, and that's just 2/3 of the nation of Israel. I said Ezekiel, no, Zechariah. Let me see. Bear with me. I don't got my. As a matter of fact, I can just use this. Use my phone. No, Zephaniah. No, Salakia. Cancel. Zechariah. Yeah, Zechariah 10, 13. Right. right? Speaking about the 2/3, and ultimately and this is because what this book is, ultimately for the Israelites. Okay, and judgment is going to first start with us. It's going to first start with the nation of Israel, and 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be completely cut off. But the point I'm making, and I'm trying to, I guess you could say, put into perspective, is that along with 2/3 of the Israel, the rest of the earth is going to be met. Okay, it's going to be met by the Lord. Okay, so let's get this Revelation 19 and 19 and I'm gonna start at 10, because like I said, man, this movie, like, it just really put things, like, it just really was visual, so when you see things visual, and you can, certain things that happen within the movie, and as the movie's playing, certain scriptures are coming to mind. You thinking about you like the scripture I'm about to go into, and it's just amazing. And like I read in Habakkuk, it shall speak, because the Lord works on the minds of these people, man, the minds of these producers, everyone's minds he works on. Okay, and a lot of this visual stuff, man, and it's good to go see stuff like this, man, because it's just ultimately like a faith booster, man. It's just so exciting to get to see stuff like this, and to get to imagine, or to ultimately meditate and imagine what things are going to look like, and basically what the Lord is going to bring, and ultimately the power that he's going to have, and what he's going to bring to the earth. Okay, because he's bringing something that man has only been able to imagine. Okay, from getting it from this text, because you got to think about the bulk, like I said, the majority of these producers, which are the bulk of them, you go on high up, they are those, the so-called Jews, which are, Edom, Esau, the head tribe, which is Amalek, and they get a lot of their reference points from the scriptures, man. Okay, because the bulk of people, it's nothing new underneath the sun, man. And you got to understand, these people are not coming up with any new concepts. They're inspired to do things. They're inspired to put things together. So they draw it from a different source. And what's the source? Okay, the Most High, through his word. Right? So this is Revelation 19. And I'm going to start at 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that I've given that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy." Right? So the testimony, right, for the witness of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Because right now, what's going on is we're witnessing, okay? We're witnessing the end, all right? And Lord's will, we get to actually witness the coming, of the Lord. And if not, Lord's will, we get to, die honorable death for the name, for his name, for this truth, right? And be able to arise, first with him, to come back, and meet brothers, okay? And it says, in 11, it says, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he sat upon, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True." Okay, so it says, "And I saw heaven open," right? Speaking about the firmament, speaking about when the Lord makes his debut. It says, "And behold, a white horse." And this is a depicting, because the scenery is going to be, it's going to be those chariots, man. It's going to be what the world calls UFOs. And then you've just recently had the reports, they're coming out with all this, I guess, I'm not going to even say new evidence, because these things have already been, I guess they were swept under the rug, so to speak. But it's so much information, like, their card is pretty much getting pulled, that they're coming out, that, we've known that these, basically these vehicles exist. We know, we know, pretty much we know of their existence. And we just, ultimately gonna let you let you know, which is, it's just the spirit of the Lord getting on them to reveal it. Okay, so the scripture says everything is roughly paraphrasing, everything that is hid basically will be uncovered. Okay, basically will be brought to the open, right? And we're living in those times, we're living in those days where these things are being made open. So it says, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse," was speaking about a pure power, man. That white representing pure, right? horse representing power. And it says, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. Because that's how the Lord is coming. And and this is representing what John the Revelator is seeing, right? The vision that he was receiving was seeing the chariots, man. Was seeing, the Lord in his full glory, with pure power, man. Coming back to and it's going to go into it. It says, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. Right? Because the Lord is faithful and true, man. It's just that things he's bound, the Heavenly Father, okay, the highest on high, is bound by his word. So there's a particular time, a particular day, right, where the Lord was actually foretold to come back, okay, and to bring the judgment, okay. So he says he's faithful, okay, and true, okay. And he says, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. Okay, so that's essentially that's what this thing is all about, man. Well, I'm not gonna say all about, but that's the end game. The end game is the judge. He's coming to judge and to make war. That's the end. That's the end right there, man. Okay, and just like I said, going back into the movie, man, a couple things were made, a couple things were said that it was just like, man, that's Yahweh Shai, man. This is what he's coming to. This is what he's coming to do, and can't nobody stop him. And it showed you in the movie, like, this little motherfucker can't be stopped. The little dude, he couldn't be stopped. It's like he could not be stopped. And how much more? Then this is fairy tales, man. This is lights, camera, and action. Now we're talking about real life here. We're talking about these scriptures are real life. Okay? Everything is going to come to pass written within these scriptures. And the things that I'm reading right now, the things that the apostles and elders have been reading, right, and giving us the proper breakdown, right, on down, right, these things, they said, as we read up, he said, he sat upon him was called faithful and true. So these things are going to happen, right? And it says, verse 12, it says, his eyes were as a flame of fire. So I'm like we read in Revelations, the first chapter, okay, and like we're reading right here in Revelations, the 19th chapter. They understand who's coming and what he's coming to do, okay. And the people are not. And listen, this is not. And listen, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is not coming back to pass out flowers and Tootsie Rolls and cotton candy and to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That's not what he's coming to do. Okay? It's not. You want to know what? I'm going to hold that. Matter of fact, I can keep that up because I got another one. I think it's the one in Matt. It's not what the Lord and Savior is coming back to do. This is Matthew 10:34. It says, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Basically saying I'm coming to judge, okay? Because with the mass amount of people, because, hey, listen, the bulk of people aren't reading these scriptures. They don't understand the purpose of the Lord. They don't understand prophecy, okay? They don't understand things that are going to come, okay? Which is Yahweh Shai. He's coming back to judge, okay? And the Lord has, hey, listen, he's second in command. He's given all the judgment unto Yahweh Shai, unto his only begotten son, okay, unto the firstborn, okay, of every creature, okay. So he's coming back to judge and to make war. He said, I came not to send peace, but a sword, okay. And then what is that? It says in Isaiah, it's no peace unto the wicked. And we're living in a wicked, man. We're living in a wicked time. We're living in a wicked day. He can't. And listen, if he was coming back to bring peace, listen, the Lord would be contradicting himself. And the scriptures tell you he's a man that he shall not lie. So you got to put these things, you got to line these things up, man, so you can be able to understand them. Okay. Listen, hey, I come not to make peace, but a sword. And you jump back to Revelations 19. Right? And it says, continuing on, it says his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns representing what? Okay? The dominance and the rulership that the current leaders of this world, current rulers or nobles or kings, right? Which is the Edom Esau, the top elite, okay, which would be the prototype or the archetype, as I like to say, is the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, these are the people who, because I mean, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So if the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right, and you look back at this Revelation 19:12, it says his eyes were as flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. So this is prophecy. So we're looking at something to come, right? So we're looking at this, and okay, so if he got many crowns on his head, right? And then we go back to Job 9, okay, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, Yahweh Shai is coming back to take the earth from the wicked. And he's coming to take the rulership, the dominion, however you want to say it. He's coming to take everything back. He's coming to take back what was rightfully his from the jump, from the get-go, man. You know? He had it had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. It says, and he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Okay, and it says, and the armies which were in heaven follow him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen and white and clean. Because I mean, this is also, you go to, I believe, 2 Ezra 13th chapter. What was that? Another is in Revelation. Let's see. Where is it at, man? It's in a multiple different locations, man. Let's see. All right, that's 144,000. Let's see, is it in 4? The war on earth, the dragon I saw with eagle. It said cast his water flood. Nope. It says the beast out of it. It says the woman. Seven trumpet. Right, so I'm gonna have to find now. When I don't have my my other sword. But it's like a couple in Revelations, man. Some in 2nd Esdras, is one in the one in Isaiah, okay, talking about who is this that coming from the from Basra, okay, with garments dyed with blood, okay. This is all prophecy. This is all prophesied of Yahweh Shai, and it's in multiple different. In the book of Enoch, when you go to Jude, okay, well, not the book, but Enoch actually prophesied of the coming of the Lord, okay. So look, all of the prophets prophesy of this day that we're living, man, that we're coming up to speedily, okay? And it says, and the armies which are in heaven follow. It says, follow him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen. It says, white and clean. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. We just read that in Matthews, man. We just read that right here, Matthew 10:34. Okay, that links directly up with that. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with the rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty power. Okay, it says, and he have on his vesture and of his thigh name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And man, listen, man, this is prophecy. This is nothing anybody can do. Nobody can do anything about, this, what's coming, what the Lord is about to bring. And like I said, man, just to get back to the point, like they show you this, man. They show you, and that's my call on you, how about Shemi Yahweh, because they show you this. The Lord put the spirit on these directors, man. He puts the spirit on them to depict these things within these movies, man, that they're putting out. Because he came back, I'm going to just say one statement that he said in the movie. He said when he found out who he was and his purpose, and he found out the message that was being said, it said, take the world, okay? And that's essentially what the Lord is coming to do. That is what the Lord is coming to do, man, okay? He's coming to take what's his, all right? And then the men, okay, the men that was sanctioned, okay, the men that was at the beginning, all right, with him, right? They're going to be joint heirs among them, with them. What is that in Daniels? What is that? Let's get that. Let's get that, man. Because he's going. Listen, man. He got servants. Okay. He got little brothers, man. And those his little brothers is. Hey, look, man. They going through it now. You know, they being baptized with the fire, okay? That was prophesied of. Let's see. It's in Daniel's. Yep, 7 and 18, it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever, even forever and ever. So, like I said, the comment, like, man, when you watch this movie, man, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it. You know what I'm saying? It's a good watch, but you know, it's just beautiful, man, because it's like, man, you hear these, you know, when the direct, you know, when they write the script, you know, they write the script and they have no idea, you know, man, they have no idea, man, no fucking clue, okay? And it's just beautiful, man. I you know, I don't want to make this too long. The point is, man, listen, you know, hey, go see these movies that come out like this, man. Go see them, man. It's beautiful, you know. And, you know, I feel like it's just, you know, I feel like the Lord just has these type of things come out for us to go watch and see. You know, wisdom pierceth all things, man. Because you got to think about it. When the Lord comes back, all this shit is going to be gone anyway. You know, there's not going to be any record of these fucking movies and all this stuff. This stuff is for us to go, you know, when I was talking, you know, I was chopping up with a brother, and we was just discussing that, man. All of this stuff is going to be fucking gone. You know, this stuff is going to be gone. All right? So this stuff is for us to look at now, you know, pick the bones out, of course, right? And look through it, you know, see the wisdom, see the Lord speaking through it. You know, it's, what is that? Wisdom of Solomon 12:1, for my incorruptible spirit is with all things. Okay, so it's message and wisdom within everything. Okay, so with that, you know, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.